To the left of the steering column here, there's the dimmer switch for the interior gauges. The ability to turn off the traction control if you want to spin tires. This is to open up the power lift gate, open up the charge port, turn on auto hold feature, which will hold the vehicle still when you come to a complete stop until you hit the accelerator. Electronic parking brake, which engages the rear wheels. There's also a tilt and telescoping steering column that you lock in place here. These seats are a little bit more comfortable than I thought they were going to be. They do have some significant bolstering and everything, but yeah, once you get in position and everything, the bolstering is, for me anyway, it's not overly intrusive. It is just right on the edge there. It just keeps me from sliding around, that kind of thing. Now the steering wheel, man, this is not a lot going on. So this has the new Hyundai steering wheel, stitching there on the inside, and man, does it look nice. Feels good. A little bit of softness to it, but good thickness. Mostly matte black. There's space right here and right here, which is kind of neat. And then you have the two N buttons here, cruise control, and then you have the radio controls over on this side. You have the N Grin boost button for the extra power while you're driving. You press that, and it gives you, I think it's like 10 seconds of just unbelievable extra power. You also have the paddle shifters for the regen braking, which in certain modes you can adjust those. And then you can change the drive mode here. There's N mode here. So when I hit this button here, there's a custom, and then there's regular N mode. This button right here, you have the different views here and here. And also you notice that the sound design will appear depending on what mode you're in. And this is the N screen right here. So you have the front and rear temperatures for the motors, battery temperatures. You have a lot of information, a lot of performance information here, as well as just like normal stuff. So this is like, it's supposed to be like an RPM tech. So it has that gurgling sound and everything. But yeah, it's pretty cool because it's actually just all represented without a real engine, you know, it's just digitally done. So it sounds pretty good. So you don't have to worry about redlining it because there's no engine. It's pretty fun, kind of addicting actually. So I'll put it back in the regular mode here, and then it's just a speedometer. There's no sounds or anything like that. It's not. So actually, when you're driving in this mode where there's an engine, it'll actually feel like you're shifting gears and all that stuff, but then you have the normal EV experience with this one. And you also have, just the regular Hyundai screens here as well, in which you can change the information here as well. It does have a G-force meter. You can get your different information there. You can keep an eye on your all-wheel drive system if you want. But yeah, I like this screen because since it's the N model, it just makes it fulfills the look, of the performance model. There's the headlight switch. It does have the blind spot cameras here, both sides. And then over here is pretty much the new Hyundai system that you find like in the Santa Fe and all that stuff, with the navigation, the radio, and then you have the N mode options here, which you have the N track, you have the N battery, N pedal, N torque distribution, race, drift optimizer, and you have the torque distribution front and rear. So if you want like more like a rear wheel drive, you can do that. You have a lap timer, brake pedal percentage, so as I hit the brake it'll show there, accelerator pedal percentage. Then you have more information here, customize. There's custom 1, custom 2. You can adjust the motor, steering, suspension, limited slip differential, stability control, which is traction control, and then the different sound design here. So yeah, you can adjust the sound design here, and then you have the G-force meter there and launch control, so you can activate that, and then you can go into the performance options here. There's the different sound. You can precondition the battery for drag or track. There's the pedal, drift optimizer, race, torque distribution, all these things here as well. And it has the EV where you can go in for charging settings and stuff like that. There's your how far you can go with or without the climate control. So yeah, it's all just visual right here. You can get different information here. You set up your charging. You have charge limits, charge settings. You also have vehicle to load options here as well. You have a utility mode, smart regen, which the automatic regen works pretty good. So I like to customize it, but I have used the automatic regen as well for, and it feels pretty good because it adapts to your driving style. The charging started voice alert is like when you plug it in, it'll literally say, you'll hear a voice that says charging started. We'll put that on low because it's a little loud at sometimes. All right, so yeah, you got the normal settings that you would find in all the new Hyundais now. You know, there's a lot of the basic stuff here. You have the pull down menu at the top. So yeah, then your climate control is all down here. Temperature, driver, passenger, four-way flashers are here. And then the USB ports, wireless charging pad. It has a little N right here, it's kind of neat. Put a pin or whatever there. Put a pin next to the N. Then you have the camera system, which is the top down and the front and rear views here. So now it's showing the front view. When we put it in reverse, you can see the shifter here is just like the previous model. You can see the reverse there. Parking sensors will also be active. Yeah, let's look at the shifter. If you haven't seen the IONIQ 5 shifter before, it has a button on the end for park, and then you go forward for drive. Neutral, you pull back gently, all the way back for reverse, and then you can put it in park here. So it's kind of like an additional stock that's kind of out of the way. Instead of having something over here or any kind of push buttons, it just kind of frees up some stuff over here. Alright, so you got the parking sensors, the camera system, which you can turn on when you're not in reverse or drive. And then there's USB ports here. Has this like a soft pad there on either side of this compartment. And then you have this little space that goes in a little bit under here and extends here, and there's some cup holders that extend out. You kind of wind them back in there, out of the way. And this is rubberized, so you can utilize this for other things besides cups, and it won't slide around as much. There's a little armrest, kind of hard. It's kind of like feels like a rubber tire or something. Not super soft, but it's not too bad. And then it lifts up, and you have a little storage compartment in here. It just looks like an abyss. Can't really see much in there. It does have a felt lining, but can't really see. There's nothing special in there. It's just a compartment. And you see that blue speaker. It does have the ambient lighting in which you can adjust at nighttime, so you can see front and rear. It's just like the previous model. The ambient lights, it looks like a little bit on the door there, and then on the speaker. And I have a night video on a regular IONIQ 5 if you want to check it out. It does have the automatic auto dim rearview mirror, HomeLink, garage door opener controls. So you got some lights here. This looks all familiar. Interior lights and all that stuff. The visor, pretty much straightforward. Mirror, light, clip. And this is a cloth material, just like the headliner. It does extend out. So there's the visibility, and basically the same as the any other IONIQ 5. It's got a wide pillar back there, something to get used to, but with all the technology this vehicle has, it's no problem driving it. It is actually a pleasure to drive. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you to Parkway Hyundai here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'll have their contact information in the description. If you want to check out this vehicle, I have links directly to this vehicle for sale at the dealership, but also have links to more information about the IONIQ 5 and the different trim levels, the features. This particular vehicle is very, very special. You know, there's lots of additional features that you would not normally find on a regular IONIQ 5. And it's mostly for track use and just performance use. So, you know, the N modes and all the different settings here, some of these would be probably not a good idea to use them on the road because they do turn off the stability control and traction control, and you can spin tires and all that stuff. So yeah, this is more of a specialty type vehicle. There's, you know, not a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of them around, you know. So if you're interested in this particular vehicle, I'll have a link in the description. You can check it out. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.